Well, hi, Jay here, EscobarJ.com, and this video is how intermittent fasting works for weight loss. And this is the second video I've done on intermittent fasting, actually maybe third, but I have a couple other videos on intermittent fasting and the keto diet and how it helps you lose weight. And essentially what it does when you intermittent fasting, and this works especially well when you do the keto diet, but when you're intermittent fasting, essentially what you're doing is you have an eating window of about anywhere from, you can do it as little as 4-hour eating window all the way up to like a 12-hour eating window. And the idea is to not eat anything or not consume anything except water on the hours that you're fasting, and then on the hours that you're not fasting, on your eating window, then you eat healthy things, or even, I don't recommend ever eating unhealthily, but just with intermittent fasting alone, if you incorporate just this one technique, you can see weight loss with it. But you're going to see much faster and much higher results if you do like a keto diet with it plus exercise at the same time. So the idea is, and this is just my personal example, I lost 75 pounds in about 8 months' time doing the keto diet, intermittent fasting, and high intensity interval training. And I lost the weight really, really quickly in about 8 months, 75 pounds. And I also put on about 15 pounds of muscle as well. But the way it works with intermittent fasting, the way that I've done it, and the way that I recommend you do it, is eat your last meal at around 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. I typically do about 7 o'clock. Other times I'll do like 5 o'clock. I'll just eat dinner, like an early dinner at 5 o'clock, and then I won't eat anything. And then I'll go through the night, I'll sleep, right? So that's the cool thing about this particular strategy, is you can be fasting while you're sleeping. And that way it's easier not to get tempted to eat food, because it can be really difficult to go throughout the day without eating food. I've done 24. I've done a 72-hour fast before, and the first 24 hours are the hardest. After that, you kind of get into like this rhythm with your fasting, where you just like, you get into a state of ketosis, and you can kind of just stay at a steady pace. But essentially, you eat your last meal at 5, 6, 7 o'clock. You go to bed. You wake up, and immediately the first thing you do is workout. So you want to end your fast with a workout. So towards the tail end of your fast, so like at hours, between hours 12 to 16, somewhere in there. So let's say you're eat last meal at 7, you're fasting. You wake up the next day at 7, let's say, that's 12 hours right there. You get up, you go to the gym at 9, right? That's 14 hours right there. And you get back home at, let's say, 10 or 11. That's 16 hours right there. And then you have a meal, right? And the idea is you want to work out in a fasted state because it burns fat better and metabolizes more efficiently when you're in a fasted state than if you have food in your body. And I know that's contrary to popular belief, but it's actually a much more effective strategy. And that's how I was able to lose 75 pounds in 8 months, as well as eating the keto diet, and obviously high intensity interval training. So don't think you can't just do this without any exercise. It does take quite a bit of exercise, but that's the idea with intermittent fasting. And you do that, I've done it where I've done that regimen every single day, where I just, last meal is at 7 o'clock, I just sleep the next day. That's like an automatic 12 hours right there. I wake up, go to the gym. Sometimes I'll even go to the gym, work out, or do my exercise, and then I'll even just hold off for a few more hours to help burn more fat. And the idea is, as soon as you break your fast, it's a much, and by the way, I want to say, during your eating window, let's say your eating window is like 8 hours, between like 11 o'clock and like 7 o'clock. If it's 8 hours, you can have, really you can eat as much as you want in there, but what I would recommend is you have one meal right after your workout. Let's say at 11 o'clock, 11:30 you finish or something, or 12 o'clock you finish. And then you actually go, if you really want to see better results, you fast in between that meal and then eat your last meal at, like, let's say 5 or 6. So you have 2 meals that day, but your first meal is at the front end of your eating window, and the second meal is at the tail end of your eating window, and you have that gap in between. And that will help maximize your results as well. But that being said, that's kind of the extreme. You can just be eating throughout that entire 8-hour window if you want, and then get back into your fast, and that will help you get back into a state of ketosis, and that will help your body to start burning fats for fuel instead of glucose, essentially. And you can use this strategy even if you don't eat keto, if you're just eating like a Whole30 diet or paleo diet, or even if you are eating carbs and sugar and stuff. I mean, it can help you. Although eating carbs and sugar kind of is detrimental because you're just adding the fat. You're telling your body to store fat essentially when you eat carbs and sugar, especially when you eat them together. So that's kind of the way intermittent fasting works for weight loss. If you have any questions about it, you can, if you'd like any coaching, one-on-one, I do personalized one-on-one coaching, and you can book that on my website, escobarj.com. Also, if you like this information and you'd like to make a donation, you can donate any amount of money you feel is worth the value of the information that's been given in this video or any of my other videos. You can also send me an email with a few paragraphs explaining your situation, what you're struggling with, and I will do my best to get back to you and respond and help you through your situation, maybe even possibly do a video on it. That being said, I hope you're always learning, always growing, and always pushing forward. I hope you're doing well, you're staying safe, you're prospering, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.